2016 graduate student from Cary, North Carolina, number 1, McKoy.
What's up, you guys? How are you all doing? I have returned for yet another recap video of the University of Hawaii men's basketball team. And, of course, it's been a hectic week for me, or a hectic midweek for me, because last night I was away at Rainbow Wahine Softball Stadium for a doubleheader, and a recap video will come a little later today for that. But anyway, guys, remember, subscribe. That's how my channel grows. And I want to be able to keep my monetization status, which I managed to monetize my channel, my main channel anyway, on December 1st, 2023. So, without further delay, as you're seeing on this graphic here, UH wins it 72-70. So, let's get into this. I'm going to put up my banner here. For this one, UH hangs on 72-70 over CSUN. Now, I will say this, though. I had predicted UH to win by at least 9 points, because the last couple of seasons, when UH was on the road at CSUN, they were able to ultimately lock up the game with a giant run and be able to cruise to the win. That did not happen this year. Did I think that was going to happen? I actually did not, because I thought that UH had found some answers. And, of course, give CSUN credit, because they're around the top of the stack, in the top 5, up until we beat them. And that was their last conference game anyway. CSUN I'm talking about. Unfortunately, we were able to stick it to them. And CSUN, oh, man. That was a little too close for comfort. I'm going to say that right now, because give them credit. I mean, their main guy, their lead scorer, De'Sean Allen-Eikens, he had 34 points on 14 of 23 shooting. He only missed 9 times. He was 3 for 5 from three-point range, and I thought if UH had came out the losers, that would certainly have been a big chunk of the reason why, with De'Sean Allen-Eikens going for 34. And give him credit. That kid can play. Oh, he was one of the big pains in the butt for the Rainbow Warriors when they visited CSUN the first time around, and UH ended up losing by 10. But as of late, UH had really shown me something, and they definitely showed me something, that they were just as resilient this time around. The next closest score was Dionte Bostick with 13. And, of course, Bernardo da Silva came up clutch. I will say, though, that Bernardo kind of made things a little uncomfortable with going 6 for 14 at the free throw line, and, of course, missing a few down the stretch. But still, I still think Bernardo played extremely well. He led the team with 18, and Justin McKoy and Noel Coleman were next with 14 each, and, of course, Juan Munoz chipping in 13. And he had a couple of big threes, one of which you're looking at right now. And I got to tell you, that was a big-time transition 3 for Juan Munoz. That was the first half 3 from the corner. And I got to say that with this season winding down, UH has really made a giant push to at least be the number 4 seed. Now, second place in the standings, UC San Diego, they can't go to the tournament because they're still transitioning to Division I. And which is a little unfortunate, but especially this season, because Bryce Pope has really come out of his shell. And unfortunately, CSUN had only 2 for UH. CSUN had only 2 guys crack double digits, and I already went over them, Allen-Eikens and Bostick. Whereas in contrast, we had 4 guys break double digits. Now, obviously, turnovers seem to be a problem, because a lot of them in the first half were unforced. And at the end of the first half, UH had 13 turnovers. CSUN had 9 which is kind of sort of almost even. But as I said earlier, a lot of UH's turnovers were unforced. Fortunately, UH cleans it up with 4 turnovers in the second half to total 17. But obviously, they got to cut down on that. And but what really told the story and what really made this game uncomfortable was the last 2 minutes of the second half. And as I had brought up to Justin McKoy here, with them dribbling the ball and not able to break the press, that's just something that they got to work on. And here's what Justin McKoy had to say here.
We obviously want to be smart. I think biggest thing our coaches tell us is just to be aggressive. You know, I feel like sometimes when we press, especially late game, we shouldn't expect the foul. I mean, we just got to be aggressive. I thought we did a pretty good job of that. But yeah, I think at some point you do have to, like you said, just dribble through, navigate through.
And I'll tell you this, I was saying earlier that, I could hear my dad in my mind saying dribble, 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 because then they'll break the press and either get the foul or get out of a jam. And of course, as McKoy had said, that's where they had to get a little better in. And fortunately, Justin McKoy, 14 points. He managed to get a layup in the first half over 4 CSUN players. So good on him. So obviously, what kind of grade would I give this game? I would probably have to give them a B+, mainly because I think they could have won by a little bit more. But still, I'll take it. I'm sure that UH will as well. And now the second thing is, you're seeing it right here, my prediction for CSU Bakersfield. I think I feel confident enough to put UH as 7-point favorites. Now, even though in the first, at Bakersfield, that was their first win, UH I'm talking about, in conference play. But even then, they looked a little sketchy down the stretch. But still, I think UH has answered enough questions in my purview to be able to win by a convincing margin. So they can't take Bakersfield lightly, because they got some good guys like former CSUN player Fidelis Okereke. He was, like I said, he was on CSUN. He transferred to Bakersfield. And of course, Bakersfield also has Dalf Panopio and a few other guys. So UH has really got to be on their toes. But I think we could come away with the win, and that'll be senior night. And you will see some shots from that game. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe. That's how my channel grows. You will see a recap video for Bakersfield. And up next is going to be a recap of the UH softball doubleheader, UH versus UConn and New Mexico. So thanks, guys. Remember, subscribe, and I'll catch you all later. Malama Pono, everyone.